Oh boy. This is a workout right here. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Please go ahead and grab a snack or a drink or something because I think we might be here a while. I have a spread of like 35 books to share with you, which is crazy. But the crazier thing is that I got them all on sale and I spent maybe $35 for all of them. So before you yell at me, the deals were crazy. Okay, you don't understand. Anyway, I tried to organize them into categories just so you could skip to the category you might be interested in, but I guess these were things that were really important to me when I was purchasing them. So I think we're gonna start off with things relating to feelings. This is my biggest category. This first book is called A Better Encouragement by Lindsay Carlson, Trading Self-Help for True Hope. And I just was like, that is so interesting. I'm very intrigued. This is hope for women bruised by self-help. Women thrive on encouragement, connection, and support. Yet too often, this draws us to motivational speakers and books that fuel a multi-billion-dollar self-help industry that doesn't actually help. Where do we go to find true hope? I feel like I know where this is going, but I want to give it a shot because I have read many self-help books. I think I have some in here, but we'll see. So that's one. This is the one that I just started reading. It's called Healthy Feelings, Thriving Faith. I just read the title and put it into my cart. I did not realize that this was talking about the enneagram, but we'll see. I'm already hooked. Chapter 1, Where's Your Hurt? I'm excited to see what new insights I can get from this because, as you guys know, I like science, I like psychology, all of these things, and relating it to faith, really love that. Back here it says, no matter what your personality type, you can grow to be more healthy and loving. And I think that is very true. Next one, we have A Confident Heart, How to Stop Doubting Yourself and Live in the Security of God's Promises. I don't think I need to say anymore. This is kind of like what my channel has been a lot about lately, focusing on God's promises. So I think this will be the meat and potatoes for some future videos, I hope. So good stuff. This is kind of like going into the self-help again, but this next one is called Introvert by Design by Holly Girth, a guided journal for living with a new confidence in who you're created to be. And this one is like a journal, so I'm excited to read and work through this. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. God already factored your personality type when He made you, and it doesn't matter if you're an introvert or not. We are all called to evangelize, spread the gospel, and etc. Maybe your evangelism does not look like street preaching, but your introversion can be your gift, can be your strength. We'll see where this takes us. This next book is called Trust Your Feelings, Learning How to Make Wise Choices. I've also read through this one. Very interesting. It's kind of talking about discernment. There's some practical steps in here. There's a lot of talk about Ignatius, so kind of geared toward the Catholic community, I think. But there are lots of good gems in here too. Yeah. I'm at this point where I know that I'm a big feeler, but I don't know when I can trust my feelings and when they betray me, because above all things, the heart is deceitful, right? So I'm trying to navigate that, but I know that my feelings and my empathy are also my strength. So trying to navigate and find the balance between that and discerning has been like what I've been trying to figure out. So this was a good read. Also, this one, I just read the title and also put it into my cart. It's called She Reigns, Conquering Your Triggers, Fears, and Worries with God's Truth. I don't think I really need to say anything else about this. As believers, we're taught God has given us a spirit of power, love, and sound mind. Yet how often do you feel assaulted by fear, worry, anxiety, or negative thoughts? It's time to take a battle stance and take control of your thinking, because while trials and dangers may abound, You are not one to cower in the face of difficulty. Amen. So this is like also a lot of what I talk about on my channel, so I'm excited to read into this. These next two books are kind of like teaching related, but also in the same category. This first one is called Preach to Yourself. When your inner critic comes calling, talk back with truth by Haley Morgan. Yeah, we know Christ came to speak life, so why does our inner critic keep showing up and stealing the mic? If we're honest, she's a harsh one, saying things we'd never dream of saying to others. You'll never measure up. You'll fail again tomorrow. You just can't get it right. But this is not a try harder reprimand. It's a believe better invitation to take God at his word when he tells you who you are. Come learn a simple practice to break free from the lies holding you back so you can step forward into the fullness of life that God has for you. Yeah. And then this is a little bit similar, a little bit different. This is called The Perfect Story, How to Tell Stories That Inform, Influence, and Inspire by Karen Eber. And I just think that this could be really helpful for me as a teacher and also tell better stories on my channel that can do these things. So that's why I got this one, Teacher Things. This next one is called The Golden Thread, Experiencing God's Presence in Every Season of Life. Okay, so this is what the author Darlene says. The golden thread of God's life for me was leading me in a new direction. As my heart slowly grew warmer and warmer to the idea, a calming wave of peace began to ungird my thoughts. These are all about feelings, your thoughts, etc. Excited for that. And then this one, I don't know what category to put it in, but when I read the title, I kind of laughed and I am so curious. I need to add that to my cart. How can I run a tight ship when I'm surrounded by loose cannons? Proverbs 31 discoveries for yielding to the master of the seas. So with humor and relevance, Kathy shares her journey and struggle with Proverbs 31, ultimately discovering that there is a natural progression of growing in grace. So, yay! Those are my first books. Moving on, I'm excited for this category. This next category, we have science-related books. The first one, again, most of these, I read the title and I was like, I am so curious. I want to read that. The Evolution of Adam, What the Bible Does and Doesn't Say About Human Origins. Popular Old Testament scholar Peter Enns helps Christians who both accept evolution and want to take the Bible seriously reconcile Genesis and Paul with current views on evolution and human origins. And when I say evolution, and I say that evolution is real, I'm not talking about apes to humans. We're talking about microevolution. Just look into antibiotic resistance for me. Before you write your long paragraph, just look it up. Thank you. This next one I think will be my next read. It's called God on the Brain. What cognitive science does and does not tell us about faith, human nature, and the divine. Just like I love science and psychology, all these things, so relating that to the goat scientist, God, I'm there, I'm sad, I'm reading it. This next one is called Everyone's a Genius, Unleashing Creativity for the Sake of the World. Believe it or not, everyone's a genius at something. So this is providing a new perspective, language, and tools for engaging your church. Discipleship, teamwork, collaboration, creativity, etc. are just a few concepts that we walk through in this book that can apply to the church service. I think I put this in the wrong category. That's okay. And then my last science book is called A Christian's Guide to Planet Earth, Why It Matters and How to Care for It. Because God calls us to be stewards of the earth, to rule and subdue the earth. I think we've done the ruling a lot, but being a good steward, yeah, that's different. So I'm curious. There's a lot of like photos in here. So I think it's also just like a pretty book to look at and it's gonna be good. Okay, next one. While we're already on the controversy, I'm joking. These are books that offer a new perspective to the Bible. This first one is called Maelstrom, How Jesus Dismantles Patriarchy and Redefines Manhood. The title, crazy. I had to add it. Contents: patriarchy matters, the father wound, the rise of women, the power of power, the marginalized man, gender role reversal, the manhood of Jesus, and liberating men from the maelstrom. I'm so excited for this one. Different perspective. Another one. Why is that in the Bible? The most perplexing verses and stories and what they teach us. I have to read to you guys some of the chapter titles. Balaam and the Talking Donkey. Emasculate themselves. Foreskins and foolishness. The finger on the wall. An ear is cut off. Jeremiah's linen underwear. Why is that in the Bible? We'll see. Solomon's many wives. Herod eaten by worms. Send the choir into battle first. Bodily discharges. Absalom's head stuck in a tree. Head coverings. Child sacrifice. The romantic wording in Song of Songs. I have so many questions, and I think this would answer at least 3 of those many questions. Another perspective. What made Jesus mad? Christians love to focus on the gentle and tender heart of Jesus. We often don't know what to do with the Bible stories of his righteous rage. Yet the truth is, while the Son of God was loving and tender, his words could be equally sharp and biting. The same man who said, "Love your enemies," also said, "You snakes, how will you escape being condemned to hell?" Another perspective. I anticipate this will be a really good read. This next one, A God Named Josh, uncovering the human life of Jesus Christ. The life of Jesus like you've never imagined. This is a biography about the historical Jesus that we usually don't think about. The child refugee, the carpenter who most likely worked with stone, the adult who walked at least 21,525 miles in his lifetime and yet never tasted tomatoes or potatoes. Interesting biography, just seeing the humanity in Jesus. I love that we focus on the divinity of Jesus, and that's like the whole point of everything, that he is human and God. But I feel like we don't always sit down and really think about the concept of God humbling himself enough to become his own creation. That's like still mind-blowing to me. So I just think of God as a creator, and one thing I create is paintings, but I would never love my painting enough to myself become a painting and then die for my painting. That is just really unfathomable to me. So the fact that our creator did that for us is very crazy. So this is another perspective of what Jesus' life was like. Yeah, I think that's why it's called A God Named Josh. So Joshua, what does Joshua mean? I forget. I should know this. One of my friends is named Joshua. Joshua means the Lord saves, but making it more like relatable, everyday Josh. I think that's what this book is about. Another one, the Lord's Supper, our promised place of intimacy and transformation with Jesus. Whether you're feeling the lack of his presence, are ashamed of sin in your life, or have never felt anything during communion, Christ's invitation to partake in his feast is your invitation to taste and see that the Lord is good. And then this one, this kind of looks like one of those books I had to buy for theology class, but it's very interesting. The Good Samaritan, Luke 10 for the life of the church. Another perspective on the Bible. And my next category is a bit smaller. These are books about love. This first one is called Real Life Love by Michael Gibson, saying goodbye to the fairy tale and hello to true relationships. And I have read through this one. I think that there's some good practical things in here, but nothing like very revolutionary. But I think I've also done a lot of the inner healing work, and I've read a lot of self-help books, and yeah, so this was like echoing and mirroring a lot of those things that I've already known and put into practice, so it is kind of nice to know that I'm on the right track. This one is called Love Me Anyway, How God's Perfect Love Fills Our Deepest Longing. A delightful, honest exploration of all the ways we human beings love, brushing away much of the clutter and confusion to explain what it really means to love and to be loved well. All of us as human beings, we all crave to love and to be loved. Whether we admit it or not, that's just how we are created. Yay, love! And then this book is called A Single Life to Live. Stop waiting for your life to begin and thrive where God has you today. And this one clocked me. This one really clocked me. A single life is a life worth living, and it's worth living well. It's kind of like a pun, like being single, a single life to live, but also you only have one life, a single life to live. My next books, we're getting there, guys, we're getting there. These are kind of like direction books, like overcoming battles. This first book is so tiny. I think I could read this in one sitting. Winning Your Spiritual Battles by Tony Evans, and he's the one that wrote the commentaries on my current Bible, which I really like, all about kingdom perspective. So I'm excited to read this. I know Tony Evans kind of had a fall from grace, but God uses imperfect people for his plan. And I won't say too much because I feel like I'm already being controversial. But Moses was a murderer and God still used him. None of us are perfect. Not excusing what he did, but it doesn't disqualify the good that he has done. And it doesn't discredit the message. Just because the messenger is flawed does not mean the message is. My 2 cents. Okay. I feel like I might get crucified for this video. I'm so scared. Anyway, next book is called More Direction, Navigating the Unique Calling God Has for Your Life. And this is really interesting because there's also more and then other things. This is like a book series. Let's see. More Direction, More Distinct, More Real, More Truth. Those are some other titles. Yeah, Discernment. This should have been in the other pile. It's okay. The Race Marked Out for Us. How to Catch Your Breath, Set Your Eyes, and Find Your Footing in Biblical Faith. Is it wise to enter a race with no training, nourishment, or hydration? Though the answer seems simple, it may surprise you how often many of us do this very thing every day. In the race of life, we can find ourselves overwhelmed, overworked, and seemingly overlooked. The good news is God never intended this to be our reality, and He has given us instructions for how to find purpose, hope, and joy in our lives. Next book, Goliath Must Fall, Winning the Battle Against Your Giants, for young readers. This looks like it could be a pretty quick read too, and there's also some reflection things. At some point in our lives, we all face something that seems impossible to overcome. Something that might feel like a giant looming and ready to take you down at any second. You might remember the story of a young man named David who had a similar dilemma with a real-life giant, Goliath. Drawing from the strength of God and armed with 5 stones, David defeated Goliath in the most unlikely of ways, and God wants to do the same for you. Another Tony Evans book, Kingdom Values, Character Over Chaos. Kingdom Values over Virtue Signaling Every Day. Cultural Instability, Family Breakdown, Social Media Ranting, Unchecked Narcissism. The only way to fight against this toxic atmosphere of our world today is through character, by living out kingdom values rather than merely virtue signaling, trying to appear like we care about all the right things. We can rise up and model what the world needs to see. A Good and True Story, 11 Cues to Understand Our Universe and Your Place in It. This one is really cute because each chapter there's also an image. Like, that's how they get me. They just put some artwork in there, some pictures in there, and then it's in my cart. Okay, we're on the final stride, guys. These are, I want to say, guided readings. One day at a time. A 60-day challenge to see, serve, and celebrate people around you. So the contents include the practice of noticing, the practice of processing, the practice of being present, doing compassion, salting, giving grace, celebrating, weighing words, loving, and connecting, listening and serving. So 60 days, daily habits from Jesus' life that changed the world. This next one is 30 days of prayers, 30 days of prayer for my husband. And I don't know who this man is, but let me tell you, this man is so blessed. There are so many people praying for you, sir. Like, whenever you're ready, please find me. Yeah, good stuff. Just a little journal thing. Another journal for prayer, the 100-day prayer guide for women. So this one has praise, confession, intercession, family, culture, the lost, healing, physical needs and other things. So it's kind of like something I can add into my daily quiet time. Next one, words from the wise, knowing and enjoying God. These quotes about the nature of God, Bible reading, prayer, and community will help you mature in your faith and draw closer to the Lord. So it's like another picture book with quotes. I'm a simple gal. Photos in your book, I'm there. This one is a devotional, 50 devotionals through the book of Luke, stories of mission and mercy. So this is what it looks like. I'm excited to read through the book of Luke again and to do it alongside this book. And then my last one, I'm very excited for this because I love the ESV. This is Unfolding Grace, 40 guided readings through the Bible in the English Standard Version. And ESV always has like the most beautiful artwork. Like they're really simple. I need to look into the artist who does them, but every story has artwork like that. So it's like ESV Bible with selected stories and some like commentary. It's just like the perfect size of a book, like for my hands. I just love books this size. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my haul. This is only one stack. I feel like I might break my wrist. I still have two more, I can't reach it. Thank you for watching. Yeah, please let me know if any of these books, if you ever read any of them, and give me your review on them, or if there's anything that you're very interested in. I will try my best to link all of them below. I don't know if Christian Book will still have them because I got them on major sale, so I will put the ISBNs for you. Oh boy. And I'll try to find the Amazon links for you because I know that's easier for a lot of us. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. As always, remember to stay humble and be kind. And remember that God loves you so much. Bye!